you're going to face these type of individuals on your journey, because there are individuals and they really are, they really fill this category of hurt people, hurt people.
Mhm,
And they
mhm.
exist in this world, and they always will. John's experienced them. I've experienced them. Every person who's ever done anything meaningful experiences them. This guy, Supercar Sketcher, I mean, he literally is a hurt person. And because he's hurt, he's hurting, he's struggling, he's definitely not happy. His reaction in life is to hurt other people. And I'm not saying this to him because literally he means nothing to me. He never will. I'm saying this to all the other people who are unfortunately going to encounter these individuals in their life. 100%. Because there will always be individuals like Supercar Sketcher who are hurting and they're struggling and they're unhappy and they lash out at life. They lash out at life because that's the only way they can, for a second, feel better. Then they feel terrible again right after that. But that one hit of dopamine of like, oh, I called this person out. Like now I feel better. So
Yeah.
please take this to heart. Like, look how I'm reacting to this, and look how John, brings this up, because we've all dealt with these individuals because they're hurting. They want to hurt other people. I don't want somebody who's starting on their journey, because you're fragile when you're starting. I was fragile. John was
Yeah.
fragile. That has ruined so many people. Like you brought up Pat Flynn earlier. He almost stopped podcasting because like the second podcast he
Mhm.
had, he got a comment like this. And,
Yeah.
or somebody said like your voice sucks or your content's terrible. He stopped podcasting for like a year and a half or something. And he was depriving the world of like this amazing content, because Pat was like giving so much free value. And like I learned so much from him. And what if he had never come back from that one
Oh, yeah.
loser comment, that one hurt person whose life sucks and they just want to lash out? So I really hope the other people that are watching are just being like, you know what, when I encounter this, I'm going to remember that time that John and John were talking. And I just need to remember that this is a hurt person, and hurt people hurt people. And I'm not going to let this individual stop the impact I want and need to make in this world, period. And,
And
and that's such an important message.
yeah, no, thank you for saying that. It's such a crazy chain, right? Because like you said with Pat Flynn, I don't think I would probably wouldn't have started my businesses if it weren't for him. You probably would have gone it maybe a different direction, or not the same direction.
100%.
And actually I wouldn't have been on your podcast on Entrepreneur on Fire had it not been for that. And then some of my best business partners are people that heard me on Entrepreneur on Fire.
Right.
And so it's like, it's crazy how, and the thing is also like when you start making stuff, I don't know what it was like for you, but when I made my first videos, I put them on Facebook and my own friends and family
Oh,
made fun of me.
yeah.
And they said, who do you think you are, giving people life advice and making videos of yourself? You're embarrassing us. But if I would have let that stop me, I would have been working a desk job right now.
You'd be
So
working a desk job. And listen, it's so key. And I end every episode of my podcast with this. And like when John was on, I did the exact same thing. I said, listen, you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. You're hanging out with JS and JLD today. So keep up the heat, because you're the average of those 5 people. And
yeah,
there are people in your life right now, friends from high school, family members. Like, I'm not saying block them out of your life, but they can't be in your top 5 if they're Debbie Downers, if they're Don Doolittles, if they're sketchy mixed sketch car. Like, you can't let these people impact your life, because they're losers in some cases, or they're just in a tough situation. They're never going to get there, like mentally, emotionally, intellectually, because they're not willing to work on themselves or believe that there's a better future, even though so many of us are living this actual future that we've now created through hard work and
right.
through providing actual value. And again, don't never see them again. They just can't be in your top 5. They can be number 14, number 39,
Yeah.
whatever that is. Your top 5 has got to be so dialed in. That is your mastermind. That is the people you spend the most time with, people that you look up to, that you respect, that you admire, that hold you accountable, that support you. That's your top 5.
Yeah, I always talk about I demote a lot of people to acquaintances.
Mm.
Not everyone has to be a friend. They can just be an
Yep.
acquaintance, and it's
Yeah.
fine. You don't have to completely cut them out of your life. They're
Yeah.
just on
I'm not
that
saying, I'm not saying you're
level.
the average of the top 50, I'm
Right.
not talking like you have to have the first 50 have to be amazing people. Just the top 5. And then
Exactly.
you have acquaintances, you have family members you see in the holidays or that you catch up with from time to time. And that's that. Like, I have a lot of people that be like, I'll get home for holidays. Like, so John, tell me exactly what it is that you do. And I'm like, you know what? You know, I could just tell by their attitude. I'm just like, you know,
Yeah, exactly.
I don't like to talk business on the holidays. So
Yeah.
let's just talk about sports. Let's talk about the Patriots. Come on, let's do it.